Well, if you're a fan of Tomb Raider, this week's definitely good eating for you. So, Lara Croft's biggest disappointment gets second life with Tomb Raiders 4 to 6 remastered, which this is the Lara Croft that people want. This is the Lara Croft, like, these games had potential, um, but you know, this is the other one. This is the updated one. Here's core the last revelation 99. As you can see, her traditional what you would expect Lara Croft to look like. Lara Croft is arriving for fun on Valentine's Day with the announcement of remasters of her iconic games coming to next generation hardware with Tomb Raiders 4 through 6 remastered. However, the treasure hunter's greatest obstacle may not be a horrifying medieval phantom or a spiked pit from a century-old tomb. No, it may just be a simple PlayStation 2 game, an entry so disastrous it brought the original series to an unplanned and abrupt end. However, it seems that this is getting another chance after two. I'm old. I'm old. To finally win the hearts of those original fans. Tomb Raiders 4 through 6 Remastered contains 3 games in the series: The Last Revelation, Chronicles, and the highly discussed Angel of Darkness. With the first two games, while the first two games are seen by many fans as PlayStation classics, the latter game is an extensive history, and is seen as Lara's most disappointing entry. Yeah. Isn't the movie also called Angel of Darkness? But Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness was released at the time when the franchise was coming off the milestone. Yeah, Angelina Jolie had been just portrayed Lara Croft's character in a full-length Hollywood film, and in 8 years, Lara had cemented herself as one of gaming's most famous icons because she is a strong, powerful, awesome female. But no, we hate women here. We hate women. The Tomb Raider series has proved that it's more than just a one-hit wonder, and it was now a widely recognized franchise. With 5 successful games on the original PlayStation and a second film in development, the calling for a next-generation Tomb Raider game was ready to be heard. 1999. God, I'm old. Oh my God, I'm old. The new game was going to be the franchise's biggest launch of the PlayStation 2 to move on from the older, more blocky design. Hey, we like those blocky designs. I love the people who cosplay as that old style Lara Croft, like from the first game, with the freaking chest. They have like just massive, like just I don't know, with like cardboard or whatever. They just the giant, points. But it's hilarious seeing people walking around with this shirt and stretched over the shirt. It's just like these two massive, like blocky, triangular points. And like, how long did it take you to make your costume? Oh, I don't know, about 5 seconds. But that's what it looked like. It was just like, eh, eh. There was no curve to it. It was just like, eh, eh. The mechanics of the game, mechanics of the past. The ambitious developers were hoping to create a game with more complex puzzles and bring a darker and more hard-edged approach to the game and world. There was going to be a very different kind of Lara Croft, and it was hopefully satisfy the first generation of Tomb Raider fans, just like the prior PlayStation 1 hits did. However, Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness had a troubled development. Core Design, the original development studio behind the PlayStation classics, partook in a long 3-year quest to bring Lara Croft to the next generation. And as you can see, it's still her original design. The development of this title was plagued with issues from inexperience, lack of leadership, and a fragmented development system. Despite all the developmental struggles, the game would finally be released 1 month before the upcoming film Lara Croft Tomb Raider: Cradle of Life on June 20th, 2003. However, the 3-year endeavor had far from paid off in the reception of many fans. Despite its high ambitions, many saw it as dated and riddled with tech issues. In a 2003 review of the game, I, IGN's Douglas C. Perry said that the game said on the gameplay, simple things such as opening doors and climbing through a window can be a real chore because of the core's reliance on the grid-based system. And despite several hours honing my skills, jumping and shimmying, Lara's lack of fluidity, rigid set of moves, and cores designed to retain the series' clunky, awkward mechanics brings on genuine frustration and disappointment. It's 2003 for God's. Oh. Oh, 2003. Needless to say, the Angel of Darkness failed to compete with the high-end competition industry expectations at the time. But much has changed. Yeah. Our technology and the stuff that we can do now is crazy. So, giving it a second chance. With many fans taking to X and YouTube comment section to share their excitement in getting to experience these 3 games again, Angel of Darkness included. Because that's what a reboot or remake is. You take something that had potential that just failed to live up to that potential. Now that we have the technology to make it more fluid when it comes to movements and this and that, the game should be hell of a lot better. No longer are you going to have like clunky movement where it's like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be fluid. It's going to look human. So the technology is there. So that's what a reboot really should be. It's taking something that had potential that just didn't live up to the potential because of whatever was holding it back. Back then, it was hardware limitations. It was the system. It was so. Now that we have better hardware, we have better systems. We have, so we're not going to have that same kind of limitation that they had back then. So people are like, oh, because that's what it seems like. People were just, it's like, oh, the game is just annoying to play. It's just, it took forever for things to respond. It's like, you try having her turn, and it just seems like it just didn't work when you wanted it to work, and it just, so. Despite the game selling over 2 million copies, the series would be rebooted twice and would find some success with later entries that departed from the original series roots. However, Tomb Raider as a franchise has recently been having a bit of what could be considered as an identity crisis, with many original fans voicing concern and a desire for a more traditional Tomb Raider game. Despite the shortcomings, Angel of Darkness was the last time a classic Tomb Raider game was attempted. Angel of Darkness. Tomb Raiders 4 through 6 Remastered is being helmed by Aspyr, who received critical acclaim for their work on Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. While the original Angel of Darkness team had to battle stay relevant for the most cutting-edge game to rival the likes of, say, Grand Theft Auto 3, Aspyr's remaster has a very different road ahead of it. Many of the game's target audiences have shifted from wanting the most realistic graphics possible and instead longing for the more fun spirit of the old. Yeah. Like, there's no point in having a realistic looking game if the game sucks. I think Steam and indie gamers have proven that. A lot of the games that get sold like crazy on Steam, like the indie games, they don't look realistic at all. They're very cartoony. They're very, hand-drawn art, but they do well because they're fun. And that's what gamers want. When you play a video game, that's why you're playing it, to have fun. So all the most impressive graphics in the world, doesn't make up for bad gameplay. The more recent decisions for the franchise and Lara as a character has found itself in the crosshairs of the culture war, with many longing for a return of less divisive games that are true to the series' roots. Yeah, this is the Lara Croft people want. Bold, beautiful, smart, strong. The Spyro's remaster of Angel of Darkness might finally give both fans, old and new, a chance to experience a game closer to what developers might have hoped for. There are already signs of the game seeing some quality of life improvements, such as eagle-eyed fans have pointed out from the game's trailer. Angel of Darkness will be fixed. The in-game achievements confirm that they have already programmed back in the dual pistols. Yes, the game was so broken that even though Lara was heavily advertised with her trademark dual pistols, they weren't actually in the original 2003 game. Yeah, Lara, I mean, her dual pistols kind of make her. You know, it's like every time you see promotional pictures, she's got them. Whether she's in her, tomb raiding attire that you're used to seeing her into, a very extravagant looking dress, and she's got her pistols, wrapped around her thigh. She doesn't go anywhere without them. Dual pistols, don't leave home without them. So to have a game where there's no pistoling or duel, people are like, ugh. And that's one of the problems that people have with this new the cartoon, the Netflix show. It's like she has the pistols apparently, but yet she's going around with a bow and using everything except for her pistols. Which would make no sense because Lara Croft is smart. She's going to use the best weapon for the situation. If she knows that her pistols will get the job done, she's going to use them. Many games in recent years have seen remakes and remasters, but it's much more rare to see another crack at a game that did not perform as well. Yeah, exactly. That's what a remaster is. Some might even argue that these more polarizing games deserve to get the remaster treatment more. Perhaps Angel of Darkness could be the trendsetter, and the start of seeing more games that had ambitious plans but fell short have a second. Yeah, that's what a remaster is. Taking something that had potential and didn't live up to it. Like taking a movie, had a great idea, great story, just didn't do well because of maybe budget issues. You take that movie, remake it now. Oh no, what do you know? It succeeded because you have the ability to make it better, to make it as the original vision was. So, but yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great going back to like original Lara Croft. Um, Going back to games that, or at least one game, that had so much potential but just didn't, pan out the way they wanted, either from the removal of her pistols to just the clunky movements, and exactly what kind of movement we're talking about. You saw them all over PlayStation games, how, you start running and then they have to stop and then they have to do this like weird turn. And it's like everything little bit by bit. And so you no longer get held down by that. So I'm glad it's getting, these games are getting remastered. Again, Lara Croft fans, Tomb Raider fans are eating well, except for that show, which is terrible. But the games, having something to look forward to, 3 games getting remastered. Yeah, people are happy. But anyway, what did you think of the games when they first came out? What did you think of Angel of Darkness? Do you think it is as bad as they say? Uh and are you excited to see it remastered and finally maybe have a chance to shine? Let me know. But that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.